It's been an incredibly cold winter so far.
It has been exceptionally cold this morning and over the past 2 weeks, really. Look at these record lows from this Sunday. Breaking the record of 4. Boston, -5, breaking the record of 2. I could go on and on. By the numbers, we've been running between 13 and 21 degrees colder than normal so far through the beginning of January.
Got a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico that's feeding into this system. We've also, as you all know, got a lot of cold air in place.
We do have a little bit of trouble on our hands as moisture is sliding east.
We've got another wintry system that's leading to more precip.
Could we see another potential ice storm in the south?
So as we take a look at this system that's going to be on the move, take a look at the spots that are shaded in the pinks and the purples. Yes, that's where we could be dealing with some icing.
There will be some problems.
Many of you, however, are done with talking about ice in any way, shape, or form.
We don't want freezing rain. It's the most dangerous type of winter precipitation.
So it's a bit of a roller coaster ride for the next couple of weeks.
Keep a lookout and make sure that you are ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the little storm that is moving east. And then we got a giant storm coming on the 13th. So everybody be ready.
Stay cool.
Wave after wave after wave.
But
here's the thing.
This is a THORNEWS presentation.
certainly feeling a bit cooler.
THORNEWS presents
the first big storm of the year, a bombogenesis, has finally left the country, and its impact was felt all across the East Coast. Winds reached between 50 to 80 miles per hour, with some of the strongest gusts reaching hurricane force.
Grayson dumped up to 22 inches of snow in some places.
Bomb cyclone dumped more than a foot of snow across 8 states.
But the flooding, that was record-breaking.
It's the first time we've seen this type of storm, so this water coming into the north end and South Boston waterfront and in Charlestown, East Boston, Dorchester, different parts of our city. That was the big kind of surprise yesterday.
Tides in Boston Harbor hit 15 feet.
Storm surges also pushed significant coastal flooding inland. And it also flooded the city's subway.
Many residents forced to evacuate as frigid waters poured through city streets.
Floodwaters are bad enough, but when it's freezing outside, that's just adding insult to injury.
A deep freeze, with some areas feeling like 40 below, froze floodwaters in place, trapping entire streets of cars.
It's starting to flood in the basement. It's getting pretty dramatic here, and this is you can see the bottom of the restaurant is underwater there.
Floodwaters still remain. That's from coastal flooding.
Thousands of flights were canceled across the region, including 700 at Boston Logan. And hurricane-strength wind gusts were reported in Massachusetts and Virginia.
Passengers in New York's JFK airport were stranded when the airport was forced to shut down. Many waited in line demanding answers.
Why can't we reclaim our luggage?
Why can't we rebook?
They were not helpful either. Some even had staff disappear.
The representatives have shut doors, called the police on us at the airport.
The representative last night literally just walked out in front of everyone.
One of the more interesting weather phenomenon are these ice balls, balls of ice, and they can continue to keep on getting bigger as they lap up against the shore.
And we've got additional rounds of snow and icing that are going to be moving across the country, eventually impacting the Northeast.
We've still got those dangerously cold temperatures with the wind chill values, and you can see where we have the temperatures that are low enough to form some icing. Those are in the areas shaded in the purple. So we have concerns for some freezing rain, possibly some sleet or a rain-snow combo, and you see that stretches into the Northeast by the time we get into Monday morning. For the time being, you need to keep on considering the cold because it's still going to be very brutal across the northern tier. Going into Monday, we've got the potential of dealing with more icing.
Tennessee into North Georgia,
Alabama, Kentucky, and that's why you've got those winter weather advisories dipping that far south.
Atlanta, could you be in play for an ice storm? It's a possibility going right into that Monday morning commute.
All the storm alerts, you can see where we have several winter weather advisories. And then by the time we get into Monday evening, we've got additional locations that are going to be picking up on that snow and icing potential.
But to the east, that's a flash flood watch for the bayous of southern Louisiana.
Speaking of flooding, it was so bad that it carried this dumpster across Boston's Seaport District.
Again, we could definitely be dealing with some travel issues early in the day because of this patchy ice. And by patchy, we mean it is going to be pretty spread out. Some locations will see it, and then you could be a couple miles down the road and not be dealing with it as an issue. In terms of the snow, as we go through Tuesday, most locations picking up on 1 to 3 inches. Some locations picking up on higher amounts, more than 5.
But when we talk about ice, freezing rain more so, it only takes a tiny little bit. We're talking about a glaze of ice to produce some big problems.
I know already so many of you are sick of it.
With this transition comes some trouble, some mischief, and then we all get wet.
And this is video of New England, an area that was hit hardest by this storm. You can see floodwaters freezing in place here on the streets. All those cars, they're frozen in ice.
Record flooding swamped streets and homes in coastal Massachusetts.
Once this turns to ice, it'll be very complicated to get the ice off the streets.
It's weird. That storm that we're seeing now kind of peters it out tomorrow. I don't think it's just going to peter out because it looks kind of nasty right now. Here's the monster storm that begins to sweep through the north central United States, touching down into Mexico, going all the way up into Greenland. And then it's going to get seriously, seriously nasty. It's going to stay seriously nasty, and it's going to cause major problems. There you go. There's a major storm for the 13th. What day is that? So the weekend, and that thing looks very nasty to me. And we get a storm starting in Texas on the 16th. It's going to cause some mixed precipitation. And it moves east. Wow, look at the isobars there. They're pretty tight, which means it's going to be windy. So that means on the 17th, East Coast should be getting hit again. And you get more snow on the 20th. Another big storm on the 21st, moving through central, going east. So you get another big storm on the 23rd. Stormy days ahead, people. Be prepared. All right, everybody. Stay cool. Just want to keep you guys informed and updated. We're in the winter version of a very active wave after wave after wave pattern. I want to thank you guys for staying educated, aware, and informed. And I also want to remind you again during this THORNEWS fundraiser weekend, THORNEWS is a publicly funded YouTube channel. So I depend on your donations. So if you'd like to support all my hard work, I will leave my PayPal link at the top. I have a Patron if you want to leave monthly donations. $5, $3, $2, $1. Every little bit helps. I just want to say thank you to everybody that has contributed. I really, really, really appreciate it. And it looks like we're going into another really weird, really wild weather period. So everybody, hunker down, get ready. And the thing about winter is a lot of this stuff accumulates. And so we're only 2.5 weeks into a 13-week winter season, you know? So it's going to be a nasty one. Just letting you know. All right, stay cool. Peace out.